So right now I'm going to discuss the best qualities for Terence Crawford, especially in his career and for this upcoming fight with Canelo Alvarez. Everybody knows that he switches stances. That's something that a lot of people bring up. The fact that he can switch from orthodox to southpaw at any time. That's one of his biggest attributes as far as what he can do in the ring. But a lot of things people don't talk about outside of just him being able to switch is things that pertain to his defense and the way his IQ is and his footwork. A lot of those different things, but especially defense gets overlooked. But we'll touch on that a little bit more later. But what people don't realize is, and I seen this and I noticed it with Amir Khan and also looking at a lot of video, Terence Crawford rarely gets hit. He rarely gets hit. I've seen a stat, I forgot where I lost it, but it was a stat that popped up that said as far as defense, the closest person to defensively in the game to like a Shakur Stevenson in boxing is probably like Terence Crawford. And when I seen it, I thought about it. I was like, because Terence Crawford is so offensive, and sometimes you just walk through so many shots at a certain time. I seen him walk through so many shots purposely, and especially against a guy like Amir Khan, he was walking through a lot of his shots. But when you look at the head movement, it's hard for him to get hit in the head. I know against the Majmal fight, he got hit in the head a few times. But that's a style everybody doesn't have. I would say that. That's not a style everyone has. And I don't even know if he came in that fight prepared for that type of style because he adjusted later in that fight easily. But the head movement was still a factor in that fight. He was slipping, shoulder rolling. It's hard to kind of hit him in the head, just being honest. You can probably get like 2 or 3 good shots throughout the fight, but it's very hard to connect on Terence Crawford. You do have a chance, though, when you get into an exchange. You can definitely catch him. But like I said, on the defensive end, I'll definitely talk about that in another video, but he has a loose guard, wide elbows, and Philly shell. We all know those are the defensive things he likes to do. And it works very well. A lot of guys, like Amir Khan even said, it's hard for him to get hit. It's hard to hit Terence Crawford, especially compared to Canelo. But also they were speaking on the sharp uppercuts, check hooks, and draw and counter setups. I think his draw and counter setups are probably the most overlooked thing out of everything he does, because people know he throws good uppercuts and hooks, but his draw and counter is something that people have been overlooking. And I think this is going to play a huge part in this fight, with him being able to counter Canelo at any time. And Canelo likes to be aggressive. And at a certain point, people don't realize this. Canelo, he catches a certain rhythm, so sometimes these fighters fight off a rhythm. They kind of don't notice it, but that's why I said the timing is going to play a huge part. And that's where the footwork and the fight IQ is going to play a huge part, because the way Terence Crawford is constantly repositioning like he was against Majmal, people thought that was boring, but he was smart, adapted, and strategic mid-fight adjustments. He makes mid-fight adjustments. I don't think Canelo makes a lot of mid-fight adjustments. I've seen him make some recently. Like I've said, I'll give him credit for that because it did happen. He'll adjust a lot of times from being ultra aggressive to just boxing guys. I think in the John Ryder fight, he did that because he got hurt. But in the fight with Munguia and Berlanga, I think that's just what he had to do. The aggression got a little higher, a little more aggressive with the young guys, but he was boxing a lot more. But back to Terence Crawford, they said the weaknesses for him slightly open during offensive flurries, like I was saying. Gets caught with a lot of shots during times when he's too aggressive. But I think he's got his staff and everybody, they got to they have a plan for that to fix that, and I definitely know what it is. Southpaw stands vulnerabilities. Yeah, like I said, getting caught with that right hand by Canelo would be a huge factor in the southpaw. Maybe he switches from right to left a lot of times, so who knows? But this is a lot of attributes that he brings to the table, qualities that Terence Crawford has. People really just don't understand that this guy's a very good counterpuncher. Defense is very underrated. Footwork is at a high level, but the head movement is definitely something that gets overlooked as well. He's not known as a guy who's very defensive, but he's not easy to hit at all. And for some reason, they're going to figure that out soon. But his adjustments in the middle of the fight, we've seen that. But his weakness is definitely getting hit during offensive flurries and combinations, just getting caught in the middle of exchanges, which Canelo's going to be looking for. But that's all I got. Like and subscribe.